Time now for our rants and raves of the week, and we're all pumped. What do you got, Dan?
I have a rave for the life of Danny Schechter.
Yeah.
Danny died yesterday at the age of 72. I had not known he was sick. Danny was a terrific journalist, an activist in progressive politics. Like a lot of Bostonians, I grew up listening to him
absolutely.
on WBCN when he was the news dissector.
Danny Schechter, the news dissector.
Many people have said that they went into journalism at least in part because of him. I am one of those people. I got to know Danny as I got older. We actually spent some time in Almaty, Kazakhstan together a few years ago. And it's just a huge loss.
It is. He was a friend of this show, too.
He's a friend of this show. I've written about his life for WGBHnews.org, and I hope people will take a look.
All right, Kelly.
I have a rave for CNN hiring Nia Malika Henderson away from the Washington Post, which is very odd to me because I don't know why the Post wouldn't try to keep her. This is in looking forward toward the 2016 presidential race. She is an authoritative voice. She's very well versed. She's made some interesting moves because she left the Post to go to Politico, then went back to the Post, and now she's going to CNN. She's been appearing regularly on John King's very good show, Inside Politics. She's very sharp. She's very good. It's so odd, though, that I can't imagine why anybody
She's beautiful.
would give her.
You know, being a TV star, there's nothing wrong with that, right,
No,
Kelly?
I'm just saying why the Washington Post would let her go.
They probably didn't want money.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting move.
Politico is probably just a nowhere spot for her.
So that'll be a good voice to listen to as we ramp up for the 2016
We're not ready
elections.
to ramp up.
I know.
Josh.
Please.
Mickey Kaus is a political journalist and blogger, one of the very early political bloggers starting in the late 1990s. Was sort of on the left and has generally moved to the right over the last couple of decades, and he was blogging for the Daily Caller, the conservative site run by Tucker Carlson. Earlier this week, he wrote a post and published it to the site complaining about Fox News, but from the right, complaining that Fox News was not spending enough time on immigration and amnesty, and an issue that Mickey cares a lot about, and they're spending too much time on ISIS. They should focus more on immigration. Tucker Carlson then went into the website and unpublished the story. And said, when Mickey Kaus complained, was told, you're not allowed to criticize Fox News on our site. It's a rule. So we have two rules.
So who are you ranting about?
I'm ranting about the Daily Caller. Essentially, Mickey Kaus left, quit the site, and has gone independent now. But the idea that a news site the Daily Caller has aspirations to be a very legitimate journalism entity, and it's not about being conservative or liberal. If the Nation or the New Republic had a rule that you couldn't criticize MSNBC, that would be just as bad. But the idea that certain people are protected by the institution is
well. The Christian Monitor, Science Monitor, used to have a rule that every story had to have a happy ending. So,
well,
that was a tough one too. All right, who are we up, John?
I have a rave for C-SPAN, which celebrated its 36th birthday this week, and I realize it takes some work to go to C-SPAN and really learn about politics. But for all of you who complain bitterly about sound bites and superficial once-over coverage, boy, you can learn a lot from watching C-SPAN. There's no glitzy graphics, no plunging necklines and elaborate hairdos, but you can learn a lot. And I don't think it's any coincidence that the lifespan of C-SPAN, 36 years, has more or less coincided with a decline in trust in and confidence in Congress, which it covers extensively, and the political process. You can't watch the reality, which is what C-SPAN is, political reality TV, for very long without your cynicism deepening. But that's not their fault. They do a great job.
There's a great piece of the Washington Post that Chris Saliza wrote that has the best highlights from 36 years of C-SPAN. There are a lot of good videos in there of the exciting moments that occasionally pop up.
All right, so I have a rant for broadcasters in general who are trying to get around the slippery slope of payola, something we used to worry about a lot. You were worried about a tie that arrived in the mail. The broadcasters now, it used to be that people would walk into the radio station and pay you, that's where pay to play, pay you to play their record. And it's not illegal, but you have to disclose it. So now they want to have this, sort of very oblique, kind of one-size-fits-all reference, like once a day on the radio station, where they say, all right, some of these things are paid for by, and then they want to kind of, gradually phase that out, or shift it all to online. So you would have no idea what's being paid for, what's being pushed on the public. So, I mean, I guess in this day and age, I was sort of surprised that it still the practice existed at all, but I guess it does.
They should call it the Alan Freed law.
It used to be
Shouldn't
anything
there be a
under
similar rule for Google and other search engines where you can pay, I mean, maybe not directly to them, but there are ways to game that system to move your business up to the top of the search engine.
There is a law now, because it happened with the mommy bloggers, that if you do not disclose that I am now writing about something that was sent to me in the mail, you can get many, many penalties.
That's right.
So,
Just like
so
FTC.
I have a feeling, though, the FCC is going to go along with this.
Do any of are hits still made on the radio?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you have to?
No.
Isn't it all on YouTube?
Well, it's on, oh, no,
They're made in Starbucks these days.
Yeah.
internet, really.
on the internet, I was going to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
along with your
Yeah.
enlightening
Yeah.
conversation about race.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that,
Race
actually.
together.
That's our show. Tell us what you think. Email us, tweet us, or leave a comment. We're always on at beatthepress.org.